In a world that praises virtue, kindness, and morality, we are taught from an early age that being good is the highest ideal. We are told to be honest, selfless, fair, forgiving. But what if there's a darker truth hidden beneath this moral facade? What if being too good can be dangerous? What if, as Machiavelli once hinted, excessive goodness invites ruin, not reward? Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance political philosopher and author of The Prince, challenged the conventional morality of his time and of ours. He saw the world not through a lens of idealism, but through brutal realism. He believed that men are not always good, that power is not granted to the most virtuous, and that goodness without strength is vulnerability disguised as virtue. This is not to say that Machiavelli promoted evil. Rather, he promoted strategic virtue, a kind of moral flexibility where goodness is a tool, not a leash. For Machiavelli, goodness unguarded is not virtue, it's naivety. And in the hands of the naive, virtue becomes a weapon turned against the wielder. Let's explore the dark side of goodness. Not to become worse people, but to become wiser, more prepared, more capable of navigating a world where masks of virtue are worn by those who would destroy you, and where real power lies not in pure intentions, but in controlled execution. Machiavelli's world was drenched in blood and betrayal. Princes rose and fell by the sword. Alliances were forged and broken in a heartbeat. And yet, amid this chaos, Machiavelli observed something timeless. Those who survived weren't always the best, but they were often the most adaptable. He understood something many of us still resist today: the difference between being good and being effective. In Machiavelli's eyes, morality wasn't universal. It was circumstantial. There's a time for mercy and a time for ruthlessness, a time for truth and a time for deception. This is the essence of the dark side of goodness. Let's say you are an honest man. You never lie, never manipulate, always extend your trust. Machiavelli would admire your integrity, but warn you that you are prey. In a room full of lions, the deer does not survive by being gentle. It survives by adapting. In his letters and his treatises, Machiavelli returned again and again to a central truth: appear good, but do what is necessary. This was not hypocrisy. It was survival. The lion is feared. The fox is clever. The prince must be both. Machiavelli's lesson is not that you must be cruel, but that you must understand cruelty, that you must be capable of it if the time calls, that a man who cannot act with force, who cannot set boundaries, who cannot wield power, is not truly good, only harmless. There is a deep discomfort in this idea. It challenges the narrative of unconditional kindness. It tells us that power is not evil, it is neutral. What you do with it is what defines your character. But to have no power, that leaves you vulnerable to the ambitions of others. We live in a world where appearance matters, where people will smile at you while stabbing you in the back, where goodness is sometimes a mask. Machiavelli saw this clearly. He urged leaders to understand human nature not as it should be, but as it is. He wrote, "It is necessary for a prince to learn how not to be good, and to use this knowledge or not to use it according to the necessity of the case." Here, he introduces one of his boldest ideas: selective immorality. Not to be immoral for its own sake, but to act outside conventional morals when a situation demands it. To do what must be done, not what one wishes were right. How many people in life get taken advantage of because they are too forgiving, too honest, too loyal to those who betray them? The world is full of people who exploit the virtuous. Machiavelli understood this long before it became a meme. He believed that power and morality must work together, but not always in harmony. A leader who clings to virtue at all costs will often lose everything. A man who cannot see when to bend the rules to protect what matters is not wise. He is blind. In modern terms, think of the good employee who is passed over for promotion because he doesn't play office politics. The loyal friend who keeps giving chances to a toxic person. The kind-hearted man who confesses his feelings too early and becomes unattractive to the woman he desires. In each case, goodness, without strategy, leads to suffering. So what do we learn from Machiavelli? First, we learn the importance of balance. Be good but not naive. Be kind but not weak. Be honest but not predictable. Second, we must understand human nature. People lie. People betray. People manipulate. Not always, but often enough that blindness to it is dangerous. Machiavelli teaches us to observe human behavior without illusion. Third, we must learn the power of masks. To succeed, it's often necessary to appear virtuous, even when your actions require ruthlessness. This is not deception for pleasure. It's self-defense in a world of performance. Fourth, we must embrace power, not shun it. Power is not evil. Power is a tool. Without it, goodness has no protector. With it, you can shield yourself and others. Machiavelli understood that the world is not fair, that good people suffer while cunning ones rise. And yet, he didn't give up on virtue. He just redefined it. For him, real virtue was strength guided by wisdom. He respected those who could act decisively, who could enforce order, who could punish and reward appropriately. He saw weakness, not cruelty, as the greatest danger to a society. So what does the dark side of goodness really mean? It means that morality without power is not noble. It's fragile. It means that blind kindness can become self-destruction. It means that true goodness sometimes requires hard decisions. It means that if you want to do good in the world, you must be strong enough to defend it. Machiavelli's brilliance lies not in promoting evil, but in unmasking false virtue. He stripped away illusions and revealed the raw truth of leadership, survival, and human nature. His words are a warning and a weapon, a guide for those who want to live wisely in a world that often rewards illusion over integrity. So ask yourself, are you good or are you harmless? Do you understand kindness or do you need to be liked? Do you control your morality or are you controlled by it? The world will not reward you for your virtue unless you make it. To be truly good, you must be strong. To be truly moral, you must be strategic. To survive with your soul intact, you must learn to walk with power and wield it with precision. That is the lesson Machiavelli offers. That is the path few dare to walk, but it is the only path to real, lasting influence. And the only path where goodness can survive the storm. Welcome to the dark side of goodness. Not to destroy it, but to protect it. The Machiavelli Guide.